Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be showing us how to draft a bra cup. If this is something you're interested in learning, stick with me to the end of the video. Alright then, let's get into the video. So I'll be starting with a basic block. I've drawn my chest line, my bust length line, and my under bust length line. So these are the three basic lines I need to draft my cup. So the first thing I'm going to do is to apply my bust span measurement divided by 2. My bust span is 7 divided by 2, that's 3.5. And then I'll draw a line across from the under bust length to the chest line. Next thing I'm going to do is to measure from my bust length to my under bust length, and I have 3.5 inches. This is just to help me draft a circle around the bust point. So if you have a compass, you can just use a compass and draw a circle across using the radius as the distance from the bust length to the under bust length. So I'm just marking the same measurements in a circular motion from the bust point, starting from the under bust and ending at the under bust. So I'm just going all the way. Now I have my circle. This circle just serves as a guide. The next thing I'm going to do is to apply my under bust darts. So this darts measurement is what would either make or break your bra cup. If you don't have sufficient enough, it's going to lie flat on the bust, or if you have too much, it's going to be too curved and too deep for the bust. For a small bust, that's from 34 downwards, I would measure 1.25 dart intake under the bust. So I've put the different ranges of measurements and the dart intakes for different bust sizes. But bear in mind that if, for instance, you have someone that is in the medium range and also has a small bust, you use the small bust intake. I hope that makes sense. So you have to look critically at the client you're sewing for, the fullness of the bust and also the round chest measurement to know what category they fall under to draft the perfect bra cup. So for this client I'm sewing for, her round bust is 39 inches and her bust falls into the medium category. So I'll be taking 1.5 inch on both sides of the bust span line. I'll mark it and use a curved ruler to connect it to the bust point. Next, I'm going to determine how much I'm going to go in from the armhole for this. So this is the difference between the bra cup for a corset and for a regular bra cup. So for a corset, I'll go in by 1.5 for medium bust. I'll go in by 1 inch for full bust, and I'll go in by 2 inches for small bust. And then I'll connect it with a curve from the chest line to the under bust line. Next, I'll apply my side dart. So from the bust point line, I'm going to go up by 0.5 inch and go down by 0.5 inch. And I'll do this at the side and then I'll go and do it at the center. Next, I'll use my pattern master to draw a curve connecting it from the 0.5 inch to the bust points. Next, I'll draw a curve around the outer edge of the bottom curves. So I'm just completing it and shaping it. So don't forget that circle was just a guideline, it's not my actual curve. So I'll just go and draw the curve. Once I'm happy with the bottom curves, I'll start working on the top parts. Now for the top part, I'm going to take into consideration the darts I've taken out already from the sides and from the under bust. So because I've taken 1.5 inch on the under bust on one side and 1 inch on the side, this is going to amount to 2.5 inches. That is less. When I'm transferring this to a corset pattern, I would have removed 0.5 inch on both sides for darts for my corset. So I'm going to remove half of that, that's 0.5 inch, from the 2.5 inches that I've removed from this. So now I have 2 inches left. Also, when I'm drafting a corset pattern, I would have removed 0.5 inch at the center front. So that's the space between both cups. So I also subtract that 0.5 inch from my remaining 2 inches and then I have 1.5 left. This just means that by the time I sew the bra cup, I'm going to be short by 1.5 inches at the center front. So when I'm putting my neckline, I'm going to put that into consideration. So I'm going to add 1.5 inches to whatever measurement I want to use as my center front depth, so that by the time I fold my bra cup, I will still have that measurement that I wanted initially. I hope that makes sense. At the end of the video, I give a visual representation of what I mean. Hopefully that helps to clarify things. For the neck depth, I want it 7.5 inches from the center front. So I'll mark it from the round neck all the way down 7.5. Then I'll add 1.5 inches up from the 7.5. So that took me back to the chest line. So I'm going to mark the neck depth at the chest line. And then for the sides, just as I did the calculation for the center, I will have 2 inches less at the sides. But the armhole, I'm going to drop that by 1 inch, just because if it's at the actual armhole measurement, it's going to be uncomfortable for the client because of the boning. So we're going to drop that measurement by 1 inch. And because of that drop, that means we're adding 1 inch to the height of the cup, such that when we couple the cup, it takes us back to that 1 inch less that we wanted initially. So I'll just mark that 1 inch above the chest line, and then I'll use my pattern master to connect from that point to the center front. Now to tighten the cup, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch on the side and 1/4 inch on at the center, and then I'll connect these marks to the line. So these are the pieces for my bra cup. I've labeled them so that I'm sure what parts attached to what part. I'll also label them center front, side front, so that I don't mix up, especially the bottom cups, so that I don't mix up the parts that should go where. Now I'm done drafting the cups, and I'll just cut it out and then show you guys what I've been explaining. I hope this video has been helpful and easy to follow. I know the explanation about that intake may have been a bit complicated, but if you follow it slowly, just rewind to that part, you'd be able to understand what I mean. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. So these are my pieces. I'll just put a sellotape around them and couple them together to show you what the cup looks like. I have a video up on my channel where I show how to sew this bra cup. If this is something you're interested in, I'll link in the description box and also link it at the end of the video. Can you see how nice the cup looks? This is what the top I used it to make came out looking like. So I'm just going to show you what I mean. So this is an already drafted basic bodice. I'll close the dart. So this is the 1/2 inch on both sides I was talking about that I'm taking for that intake. And then I'll take the bra cup and ensure that the midpoint aligns with the midpoint of the bra cup, and then I'll place it. Can you see what I mean by it reduces? So I'll mark where it stops on both sides, on the center front and on the side front, and measure it and then show you. So those lines are the same lines, the same measurement I use for the chest line, for the bust line, but because of those that intakes on the bra cup, it reduces the measurement on the side and on the center. So that's why we add those measurements up to bring it back to where we want it to be. If this video has been informative, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. This is just to help the YouTube algorithm show my video to more sewing enthusiasts that may find this video helpful. Alright guys, thank you all for tuning in today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.